be on. Oh, should have been on. Nani, nani, nani. Mario? Are we good? Congrats on first again. I thought it went through like 2 minutes ago, but we back? Did it take too long? It might have taken a bit too long. Man! Hello! Oi nha! Oi nha, oi nha, oi nha! Hello, 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 hello! Hello, 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 hello! Hi Millie! Hello! Hello everyone! How are you? Fine, thank you. Can you hear me okay? Wainia. 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 Okay. Sounds beautiful. Yeah? Cool. Yeah, I've got actually the rodent mic, not the 3DO. I need to change the title on YouTube. Cause, hold on, let me edit that real quick. RODE NT5. Save. There we go. Much better, much better. Twitch notifications not going off. Yeah, I think everything is trying to catch up. It seems to be struggling for a little bit. Just a little. Hello, T. Hello, hello. Do I want that on or do I want it off? I might keep it like this. There we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let me pop in. Hello. Hoinya. Hoinya, hoinya. I just watched a 1 hour min stream. Oh, the watch along? Yeah, I did a watch along for the special program. Cause, obviously, I love Enfield. And, I'm doing loads of Enfield. So, I wanted to watch the special program with you guys before we start today. I did it only Twitch exclusive, so for those of you that are on YouTube, I'm really sorry, but don't worry, I'm gonna have a short out today that you can see my reaction, not my reaction. So I've got a book that I'm gonna whisper to you. Whisper, whisper, whisper. We miss you. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's monster all time. Ah. Midlife without you is boring. Well, how about you include me in your life then? Hi, Pew Pew. Hi, Fido. So, what I'm going to read to you today is a book called Fourth Wing, about dragons, about power. We stay hungry, we eat the flowers. Squish, thank you so much. Thank you for gifting Monkey. You already are part of my life. Good, good, good. Hope everyone's having a lovely and wonderful weekend. So, I'm gonna whisper this to you, or specifically softly read, soft voice, and then you can either fall asleep or continue. How do I look, by the way, when I look down? Cause do I look like I've got my eyes closed? I actually don't know. Cause I've got my book downwards. Emotional hardship. No. Not emotional hardship. Could you boost the voice volume a little? Yes I can. Are you looking down? No, not yet. I'm looking down now. Does that? I think it makes it look like I'm closing my eyes. Might be the rodent. Yeah. I'll increase. I'll increase the audio. Give me a second. That's fine though. How about if I have it like that? Is that better volume? I don't want it to be too much, but obviously I want you to be able to hear me whisper and softly read. You look cute with eyes closed. Oh, thank you. Can't tap this morning. I'm home but got like 4 hours of sleep. You might be able to fall asleep to my voice then. You might be able to fall asleep to my voice. Okay. So if this sounds nice to everybody, did Min mute herself? No, I didn't. You can't trick me. You can't trick me because it shows here. It shows the volume for me. Hello. Oinya. Still waiting for the headband redeem. I've been really busy. Sorry, I didn't add it. How about I write it down so I don't forget it? I'll write it down. Write it down. Then you can. Yeah. I'll make sure to give you guys dreaming fishing. I don't know if I can have a fishing emote, although it would be cute. Ninja fishing. So as I said, this is Fourth Wing, and let me tell you the synopsis. Fourth Wing is a non-stop thrilling adventure fantasy set in the brutal and competitive world of a military college for dragon riders, which includes elements regarding war, battle, intense violence, brutal injuries, death, poisoning, graphic language, and sexual activities that are shown on the page. Readers who may be sensitive to the elements, please take note and prepare to enter the War College. A bad dragon. A bad dragon. There's a map in the first pages. There's two maps. A map that shows the college and a map that shows the world. Can you hear me flip the pages as well? Hopefully it's coming through so you get a nice audio of it. I might reduce just this a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's a nice sound. Page red comes through. That's good, that's good. When is Shyvana? Is this? I don't think it's Shyvana. Hi Fudgy, hello again. That's nice, that's good, that's good. Is this a bedtime story? Should I go eat? You can eat if you want, if you are relaxed. As I said, feel free to relax and listen to my voice as I whisper, softly read to you. And if you want to sleep, you can sleep. If you want to concentrate with me on the book, you can concentrate. Feel free to relax. If you've got anything else to do as well, you can do that too. It's up to you. It's up to you how you want this cozy time to go together. Okay? A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. Article 1, Section 1. The Dragon Riders Codex. Chapter 1. Conscription Day is always the deadliest. Maybe that's why the sunrise is especially beautiful this morning, because I know it might be my last. I tighten the strap of my heavy canvas rucksack and trudge up the white staircase of the stone fortress I call home. My chest heaves with exertion, my lungs burning by the time I reach the stone corridor leading to the General Soaringale's office. This is what 6 months of intense physical training has given me. The ability to barely climb his stairs with 30-pound sack. I'm so fucked. Where have I heard that before? This is Fourth Wing. So if you are familiar with Fourth Wing, that's what I'm reading. The thousands of 20 years old waiting outside the gate to enter their chosen quadrants for service are the smartest and strongest in there. Hundreds of them have been preparing for the riders' quadrants, the chance to become one of the elite since birth. I've had exactly 6 months. The expressionless guards lining the wide hallway at the top of the landing, avoiding my eyes as I pass, but that's nothing new. Besides, being ignored is the best possible scenario for me. Basquiat War College isn't known for being kind to, well, anyone, even those of us whose mother are in command. Every Navarian officer, whether they choose to be schooled as healers, scribes, infantry, or riders, is molded within these cruel walls over 3 years, honed into weapons to secure our mountainous borders from the violent invasion attempts of the kingdom of Poromil. The weak don't survive here, especially not in the riders' quadrants. The dragons make sure of that. "You're sent her to die," a familiar voice thunders through the general thick wooden door, and I gasp. There's only one woman on the continent foolish enough to raise her voice to the general, but she was supposed to be on the border with the Eastern Wing. Mira. There's a muffled response from the office, and I reach for the door handle. "She doesn't stand a chance," Mira shouts. as I force the heavy door open and the weight of my pack shifts forward, nearly taking me down. Shit. The general curses from behind her desk, and I grab onto the back of the crimson upholster couch to catch my balance. Damn it, Mom, she can't even handle her rucksack, Mira snaps, rushing to my side. I'm fine. My cheeks heat with mortification, and I force myself upright. She's been back for 5 minutes and is already trying to save me. Because you need saving, you fool. I don't want this. I don't want any part of this Rider's Quadrant shit. It's not like I have a death wish. I would have been better off failing the admission test at Basquiat and going straight to the army with the majority of conscripts. But I can handle my rucksack, and I will handle myself. Oh, Violet. Worried brown eyes looks down at me as strong hands brace my shoulders. Hi, Mira. A smile tugs at the corner of my mouth. She might be here to say her goodbyes, but I'm just glad to see my sister for the first time in years. Her eyes soften, and her fingers flex on my shoulders, like she might pull me into a hug. But she steps back, turns to the side, facing our mother. You can't do this. It's already done, Mom shrugs, the lines of her fitted black uniform rising and falling with motion. I scoff. So much for the hope of a reprieve. Not that I ever should have expected or even hoped for an ounce of mercy from a woman who's been made famous for her lack of it. Then undo it, Mira seethes. She spent her whole life training to become a scribe. She wasn't raised to be a rider. Well, she certainly isn't you, is she, Lieutenant Sorringale? Mom braces her hands on the immaculate surface of her desk and leans in slightly as she stands, looking us over with narrowed, appraising eyes that mirror the dragons carved into the furniture's massive legs. I don't need the prohibited power of mind reading to know exactly what she sees. A 26-year-old, Mira's younger version of our mother. She's tall, with strong, powerful muscles, toned from years of sparring and hundreds of hours spent on the back of her dragon. Her skin practically glows with health, and her golden brown hair is sheared short for combat in the same style as Mum's. But more than looks, she carries the same arrogance, the unwavering conviction that she belongs in the sky. She's a rider, through and through. Me back! Thank you so much! Thank you for the gifted subs. I say me, you say back, me, back, me, back, me, back. She's everything I'm not, and the disapproving shake of Mum's head says that she agrees. I'm too short, too frail. What curves I do have should be muscle, and my treacherous body makes me embarrassingly vulnerable. Mom walks toward us, her polished back. Mom walks toward us, her polished black boots gleaming in the mage light and that flickering from the scones. She picks up the end of my long braid, scoffs at the section just above my shoulder, where the brown strands starts to lose their warmth of color, slowly fading to a steely metallic silver by the ends, and then drops it. Pale skin, pale eyes, pale hair. Her gaze siphons every ounce of confidence down to the marrow in my bones. It's like the fever stole of your color along with your strength. Grief flashes through her eyes and her brows furrow. I told him not to keep you in that library. It's not the first time I've heard her curse the sickness that nearly killed her while she was pregnant with me, or the library Dad made my second home once she's been stationed here at Basquiat as an instructor and he as a scribe. I love that library, I counter. It's been more than a year since his heart finally failed,
and the archives are still the only place that feels like home in this giant fortress. The only place where I still feel my father's presence. Spoken like the daughter of a scribe, Mom says quietly, and I see it. The woman she was whilst Dad was alive. Softer, kinder, at least for her family. I am the daughter of a scribe. My back screams at me, so I let my pack slip from my shoulders, guiding it to the floor, and take my first full breath since leaving my room. Mom blinks, and that softer woman is gone, leaving only the general. You're the daughter of a rider. You are 20 years old, and today is conscription day. I let you finish your tutoring, but like I told you last spring, I will not watch one of my children enter the scribe quadrant, Violet.
Happy birthday, Carla! Happy birthday!
Because scribes are far beneath riders, I grumble, knowing perfectly well that riders are the top of the social and military hierarchy. It helps that their bond dragons roast people for fun. Yes, her customary composure slips, and if you dare walk into the tunnel toward the scribe quadrant today, I will rip you out by that ridiculous braid and put you on the parapet myself. My stomach turns over. Dad wouldn't want this, Mira argues, color flushing up her neck. I loved your father, but he's dead, Mom says, as if giving the weather report. I doubt he wants much these days. I suck in a breath, but keep my mouth shut. Arguing will get me nowhere. She's never listened to a damn thing I have had to say before, and today is no different. Sending Violet into the rider's quadrant is a tantamount to a death sentence. Guess Mira isn't done arguing. Mira's never done arguing with Mom, and the frustrating thing about it is that Mom has always respected her for it. Double standards for the wing. She's not strong enough, Mom. She's already broken her arm this year. She's sprained some joints every other week, and she's not tall enough to mount any dragon big enough to keep her alive in a battle. Seriously, Mira? What the hell? My fingernails bite into my palms as I curl my hands into fists. Knowing my chances of survival are minimal is one thing. Having my sister throwing inadequacy in my face is another. Are you calling me weak? No. Mira squeezes my hand. Just fragile. That's not any better. Dragons don't bond fragile women. They incinerate them. So she's small. Mom scans me up and down, taking in a generous fit of the cream belt tunic and pants I selected this morning for my potential execution. I snort. Are we just listing my faults now? I never said it was a fault. Mom turns to my sister. Mira, Violet deals with more pain before lunch than you do in an entire week. If any of my children is capable of surviving the rider's quadrants, it's her. My eyebrows rise. That sounded an awful lot like a compliment, but with Mom, I'm never quite sure. How many rider candidates die on conscription day, Mom? 40? 50? Are you that eager to bury another child? Mira seethes. I cringe as the temperature in the room plummets, courtesy of Mom's store-wielding signet power. She channels through her dragon. Aim, sir. My chest tightens at the memory of my brother. No one had dared to mention Brennan or his dragon in the 5 years since they died fighting at the Tirish rebellion in the south. Mom tolerates me and respects Mira, but she loved Brennan. Dad did too. His chest pain started right after Brennan's death. Mom's jaw tightens and her eyes threaten retribution as she glares at Mira. My sister swallows, but holds her own in the staring competition. Mom, I start. She didn't mean. Get out, Lieutenant. Mum's words are a soft puff of steam in the frigid office. Before I report you absent from your unit without leave. Mira straightens her posture, nods once, and pivots with military precision, then strides for the door without another word, grabbing a small rucksack on the way out. It's the first time Mom and I have been alone in months. Her eyes meet mine and the temperature rises as she takes a deep breath. You scored in the top quarters for speed and agility during the entrance exam. You'll do just fine. All Surringales do just fine. She skims the back of her fingers down my cheek, barely grazing my skin. So much like your father, she whispers before clearing her throat and backing up a few steps. Guess there are no meritorious service awards for emotion availability. I love her reading voice. Yeah, is it okay? Hold on, let me drink while we're at it. Is that alright? You able to keep up and feel? It's making me feel shy. All this talk of riding dragons, but it's not the good parts yet. No, we're just setting up. We're just setting up yet right now. The romanticy. I won't be able to acknowledge you for the next 3 years, she says, sitting back on the edge of her desk. Since as Commandant General of Baskia, I'll be your far superior officer. I know. It's the least of my concerns, considering she barely acknowledges me now. You won't get any special treatment just because you're my daughter either. If anything, they'll come after you harder to make you prove yourself. She arches an eyebrow. Oh. My YouTube studio died. It's the first time it crashed. So cozy and relaxing, that's good. Min got Evie too. Yeah, she was like, oh, me. You won't get any special treatment just because you're my daughter either. If anything, they'll come after you harder to make you prove yourself. She arches an eyebrow. Well aware. Good thing I've been training with Major Gilstead for the last several months since Mum made her decree. She sighs and forces a smile. Then I guess I'll see you in the valley, at trenching, candidate. Though you'll be a cadet by sunset, I suppose. Or dead. Neither of us say it. Good luck, Candidate Surringale. She moves back behind her desk, effectively dismissing me. Thank you, General. I heft my pack onto my shoulder and walk out of her office. A guard closes the door behind me. She's batshit crazy, Mira says from the center of the hallway, right between where the 2 guards are positioned. They'll tell her you said that. Like they don't already know. She grinds out through clenched teeth. Let's go. We only have an hour before all candidates have to report. And I saw thousands waiting outside the gates. She starts walking, leading me down the stone staircase and through the hallways to my room. Well, It was my room. In 30 minutes I've been gone. All my personal items have been packed into crates that now sit stacked in the corner. My stomach sinks to the hardwood floor. She had my entire life boxed. She's fucking efficient, I'll give you that, Mira mutters before turning my way, her gaze passing over in an open assessment. I was hoping I'd be able to talk her out of it. You were never meant for the rider's quadrants. So you've mentioned. I lift an eyebrow at her, repeatedly. Sorry, she winces, dropping to the ground and emptying her pack. What are you doing? What Brennan did for me, she says softly, and grief lodges in my throat. Can you use a sword? I shake my head. Too heavy. I'm pretty quick with daggers, though. Really damned quick. Lightning quick. What I lack in strength, I make up for in speed. I figured. Good. Now drop your pack and take off those horrible boots. She sorts through the items she's brought, handing me in new boots and a black uniform. Put these on. What's wrong with my pack? I ask, but drop my rucksack anyway. She immediately opens it, ripping out everything I carefully packed. Mira, that took me all night. You're carrying way too much, and your boots are a death trap. You'll slip right off the parapet with those smooth soles. I had a set of rubber-bottomed rider boots made just for you, just in case, and this, my dear Violet, is the worst case. Book starts flying, landing in the vicinity of the crate. Hey, I can only take what I can carry. I want those. I lunges for the next book, before she has a chance to toss it, barely managing to save my favorite collection of dark fables. Are you willing to die for it? She asks, her eyes turning hard. I can carry it. This is all wrong. I'm supposed to be dedicating my life to books, not throwing them in the corner to lighten my rucksack. No, you can't. You're barely thrice the weight of the pack. The parapet is roughly 18 inches wide, 200 feet above ground, and last time I looked, those were rain clouds moving in. They're not going to give you a rain delay just because the bridge might get a little slick, sis. You'll fall. You'll die. Now, are you going to listen to me, or are you going to join the other dead candidates at tomorrow's morning call? There's no trace of my older sister in the rider before me. This woman is shrewd, cunning, and a touch cruel. This is the woman who survived all 3 years with only one scar, the one her own dragon gave her during tretching. Because that's all you'll be, another tombstone, another name scorched in stone. Ditch the books. Dad gave this one to me, I murmur, pressing the book against my chest. Maybe it's childish, just a collection of stories that warn us against the lure of magic, and even demonized dragons, but it's all I have left. She sighs. Is it that old book of folklore about dark-wielding vermin and their wyverns? Haven't you read it 1,000 times already? Probably more, I admit. And they're venom, not vermin. Dad and his allegories, she says. Just don't try to channel power without being a bonded rider. And a red-eye monster won't hide under your bed, waiting to snatch you away on their 2-legged dragons to join their dark army. She retrieves the last book I packed from the rucksack and hands it to me. Ditch the books. Dad can't save you. He tried. I tried. Aside, Violet. Are you going to die a scribe, or are you going to live as a rider? I glance down at the books in my arms and make my choice. You're a pain in the ass. I put the fables in the corner, but keep the other tomes in my hand as I face my sister. A pain in the ass who is going to keep you alive. What's that one for? She challenges. Killing people? I hand it back to her. A slow smile spreads across her face. Good. You can keep that one. Now get change while I sort out the rest of this mess. The bell rings high above us. We have 45 minutes. I dress quickly, but everything feels like it belongs to someone else. Though it's obviously tailored to my size. My tunic is replaced by a tight-fitting black shirt that covers my arms, and my breezy pants are exchanged for leather ones that hug every curve. Then she laces me into a vest-style corset over the shirt. Keeps it from rubbing, she explains. Like the gear riders wear into battle. Have to admit, the clothes are pretty badass. Even if I feel like an imposter. Gods, this is really happening. Exactly, because that's what you're doing. Going into battle. A combination of leather and a fabric I don't recognize covers me from collarbone to just below my waist. Wrapping over my breasts and crossing over my shoulders. I finger the hidden sheath sewn diagonally along the ribcage. For your daggers. I only have 4. I grab them from the pile on the floor. You'll earn more. Never heard of this story before. Then again, I don't read books. Yeah, this is called Fourth Wing. I actually don't know when it was released, but it is highly reviewed, and it's a trilogy. There are 3 books out. I'm currently reading you the first one. Well, whisper read, softly read, however you want to categorize my voice right now. 2023, I think, is fun to have 5 books. Oh, you did your research, K9. That's cute. You know more than I do. I'll just listen to your whispers. Yeah, just enjoy. Enjoy the comfy vibes. Yes, I'm a nerd. Vaporize me. Does that vaporize you? I slide my weapons into the sheaths, as though my ribs themselves have become weapons. The design is ingenious. Between my ribs and the sheath at my thigh, the blades are easily accessible. I barely recognize myself in the mirror. I look like a writer. I still feel like a scribe. Minutes later, half of what I packed is piled onto the crates. She's repacked my rucksack, discarding anything deemed unnecessary, and almost everything sentimental, while word-vomiting advice about how to survive in the quadrants. Then she surprises me by doing the most sentimental thing ever, telling me to sit between her knees so she can braid my hair into a crown. It's like I'm a kid again, instead of a full-grown woman, but I do it. What is this? I test the material just above my heart, scratching it with my fingernail. Something I designed, she explains, tugging my braid painfully tight against my scalp. I had it specifically made for you with tiny scales sewn in, so be careful with it. Dragon scales? I jerk my head back to look at her. How? Tane is huge. I happen to know a rider whose power can make big things very small. A devious smile blazes across her lips, and smaller things, much, much bigger. I roll my eyes. Mira's always been more vocal about her men than I have been about all 2 of them. I mean, how much bigger? She laughs, then tugs on my braid, head forward. You should have cut your hair. She pulls the strand tight against my head and resumes weaving. It's a liability inspiring and in battle, not to mention being a giant target. No one else has hair that fades out to silver like this, and they'll already be aiming for you. You know very well the natural pigment seems to gradually abandon it no matter the length. My eyes are just indecisive. a light hazel of varying blues and ambers that never seemed to favor either actual colours. Besides, other than everyone else's concern for the shade, my hair is the only thing about me that's perfectly healthy. Cutting it would feel like I'm punishing my body for finally doing something well. It's not like I feel the need to hide who I am. You're not. Mira yanks on my braid, pulling my head back, and our eyes lock. You're the smartest woman I know. Don't forget that. Your brain is your best weapon. Outsmart them, Violet. Do you hear me? I nod, and she loosens her grip, then finishes the braid and pulls me to my feet as she continues to summarize years of knowledge into 15 hurried minutes, barely pausing to breathe. Be observant. Quiet is fine, but make sure you notice everything and everyone around you to your advantage. You've read the Codex. A few times. The rule book of the Riders' quadrants is a fraction of the length of the other divisions, probably because riders have trouble obeying rules. Good. Then you know that the other riders can kill you at any time, and the cutthroat cadets will try. Fewer cadets means better odds at threshing. There are never enough dragons willing to bond, and anyone reckless enough to get themselves killed isn't worthy of a dragon anyway. Except when sleeping. It's an executable offense to attack any cadet while sleeping. Article 3. Yes, but that doesn't mean you're safe at night. Sleep in this if you can. She taps the stomach of my corset. Rider black is supposed to be earned. You sure I shouldn't wear my tunic today? I skim my hands over the leather. The wind up on the parapet will catch any spare cloth like a sail. She hands me my now much lighter pack. The tighter your clothes, the better off you are up there. And in the ring, once you start sparring, wear the armor at all times. Keep your daggers on you at all times. She points to the sheaths down her thighs. Someone's going to say I didn't earn them. You're a Sorringale, she responds, as if that answers enough. Fuck what they say. And you don't think the dragon scales are cheating? There's no such thing as cheating once you climb the turret. There's only survival and death. The bell chimes. Only 30 minutes left, she swallows. It's almost time. Ready? No. Neither was I. A weary smile lifts a corner of her mouth, and I'd spent my life training for it. I'm not going to die today. I sling my pack over my shoulder and breathe a little easier than this morning. It's infinitely more manageable. The holes of the central administrative parts of the fortress are eerily quiet as we wind our way down through various staircases. But the noise from outside grows louder the lower we descend. Through the windows, I see thousands of candidates hugging their loved ones and saying their goodbyes on the grassy fields just beneath the main gate. From what I've witnessed every year, most families hold on to their candidates right up to the very last bell. The 4 roads leading to the fortress are clogged with horses and wagons, especially when they converge in front of the college. But it's the empty ones at the edge of the field that makes me nauseous. They're for the bodies. Right before we round the last corner that we lead on the courtyard, Mira stops. What is... Oof. She yanks me against her chest, hugging me tight, in the relative privacy of the corridor. I love you, Violet. Remember everything I told you. Don't become another name on the death roll. Her voice shakes, and I wrap my arms around her, squeezing her tight. I'll be alright. I promise. She nods, her chin bumping against the top of my head. I know. Let's go. That's all she says before pulling away and walking into the crowded courtyard, just inside the main gate to the fortress. Instructors, commanders, and even our mother are gathered informally, waiting for the madness outside the walls to become the order within. Out of all the doors in the War College, the main gate is the only one no cadet will enter today. Since each quadrant has its own entrance and facilities, hell, the riders have their own citadel. Pretentious, egotistical fucks. I follow Mira, catching her with a few quick strides. Find Dane Atos, Mira tells me as we cross the courtyard, heading to the open gate. Dane? I can't help but smile at the thought of seeing Dane again, and my heart rate jumps. It's been a year, and I've missed his soft brown eyes and the way he laughs, the way every part of his body joins in. I've missed our friendship, the moment I thought it might turn into more under the right circumstances. I've missed the way he looks at me, like I'm someone worth noticing. I just missed him. I've only been out of the quadrants for 3 years, but from what I hear, he's doing well. He'll keep you safe. Don't smile like that. Mira chides. He'll be a second year. She shakes her finger at me. Don't mess around with second years. If you want to get laid, and you should. She lifts her brows. Often considering you never know what days bring in. Screw around in your own year. Nothing is worse than cadets gossiping that you've slept your way to safety. So I'm free to take in any of the first years I want to bed, I say with a little grin. Just not the second or third years. Exactly, she winks. We cross through the gates, leaving the fortress and join the organized chaos beyond. Each of the Nevers 6 provinces has sent this year's share of candidates for the military service. Some volunteer, some are sentenced as punishment. Most are conscripted. The only thing we have in common here at Basquiat is that we passed the entrance exam, both written and an agility test. I still cannot believe I passed, which means at least we won't end up a fodder for the infantry on the front line. The atmosphere is tense with the anticipation as Mira leads me along the worn cobblestone path toward the southern turret. The main college is built into the side of Basquiat's mountain, as if it was cleaved from the ridgeline of the peak itself. The sprawling, formidable structure towers over the crowd of anxious waiting candidates and their tearful families. With its stories-tall stone battlements, built to protect high rise of the keep within, the defensive turrets at each of its corner, one of each houses the bells. The majority of the crowd moves to line up at the base of the northern turret, the entrance to the infantry quadrant. Some of the mass heads toward the gates behind us, the healer quadrants that consumes the southern end of the college. Envy clenches my chest when I spot a few taking the central tunnel into the archive below the fortress to join the scribed quadrants. The entrance to the rider quadrants is nothing more than a fortified door at the base of the tower, just like the infantry entrance to the north. But while the infantry candidates can walk straight into their ground level quadrants, we, rider candidates, will climb. Mira and I join the riders' line, waiting to sign in, and I make the mistake of glancing up. High above us, crossing the river-bottomed valley that divides the main college from the even higher looming citadel of the riders, on the southern ridgeline is the parapet, the stone bridge that's about to separate rider candidates from the cadets over the next few hours. I can't believe I'm about to cross that thing. And to think I've been preparing for the scribe's written exam all these years. My voice drips with sarcasm. I should have been playing on a balance team. Mira ignores me as the line moves forward and the candidates disappear through the door. Don't let the wind sway your steps. 2 candidates ahead of us. A woman snobs as her partner rips her away from a young man. The couple breaking from the line, retreating in tears down the hillside toward a crowd of loved ones lining the road. There are no other parents ahead of us, only a few dozen candidates moving toward the roll keepers. Keep your eyes on the stones ahead of you and don't look down, Mira says, the line of her face tightening, arms out for balance. If the pack slips, drop it. Better it falls than you.
Let me have a drink. How are you finding it so far? Am I keeping up a good pace for you? Ad break. Ad break. You're the first. Yeah, is it okay? Missed a bit, but it's interesting. What did you miss? I can give you a little short recap. Fill the holes that you need. Sounds lovely. That's good, that's good. The dragons aren't boinking yet. Well, I mean, we're about to start the entrance exam first. We're still in like an introduction. Missed most of everything till they talked about banging all the first years. Hope everyone was listening. There's a test in the end. Yeah, there's a test. I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna test you after the stream. See if you were actually concentrating or not. There's those in this story? Yeah. There's lots of things. I mean, the book is quite thick. It's, let me tell you how many pages. It's 559 pages. If you include the other synopsis parts, it's like 600 pages. Not gonna lie, I'm working on stuff while listening, so I didn't hear everything, but my ears sprung up when I heard banging first years. Keeps you in, doesn't it? A bit of banging the first years. I won't last 4 pages. Well, we've already done 14 pages so far, so if that makes you feel any better. We're already on page 14. Banging first years. Yeah, I heard it's a town in England actually. That's how they got it. I look behind us where it seems hundreds have filed in within the span of minutes. Maybe I should let them go first. I whisper as panic fits my heart. What the hell am I doing? No, Mira answers. The longer you wait on those steps, she munches toward the tower, the greater your fear has a chance to grow. Cross the parapet before the terror owns you. The line moves, and the bell chimes again. It's 8 o'clock. Sure enough, the crowd of thousands behind us have separated fully into their chosen quadrants, all lined up to sign the roll and begin their service. Focus, Mira snaps, and I whip my head forward. This might sound harsh, but don't seek friendship in there. Violet, forge alliances. There are only 2 ahead of us now. A woman with a full pack, whose high cheekbones and oval face remind me of a rendering of Amari, the queen of the gods. Her dark brown hair is worn in several rows of short braids that just touches the equally dark skin of her neck. The second is the muscular blonde man with the woman crying over him. He's carrying an either
bigger rucksack. I look around the pair toward the roll-keeping desk and my eyes widen. Is he? I whisper. Mira glances and mutter a curse. A separatist kid? Yup. See that shimmering mark that starts on the top of his wrist? It's a relic from the rebellion. Ooh. I lift my eyebrows in surprise. The only relic I've ever heard of when a dragon uses... Ooh, the bell's ringing. When a dragon uses magic to mark the skin of their bonded rider. But those relics are a symbol of honor and power, and generally in the shape of the dragon who gifted them. These marks are swirls and slashes that feel more like a warning than a claiming. A dragon did that? I whisper. She nods. Mom says General Melgren's dragon did it all of them when he executed their parents. When she wasn't exactly open to further discussion on the topic, nothing like punishing the kids to deter more parents from committing treason. Oh, that's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. Mocking kids of people that are trying to do treason. The dragons give them hickeys. I wouldn't call it hickeys. It's more like, obviously, the symbol of their bond, because each rider has their own specific dragon. So it might be a bit more than that. But it's kind of cruel. I mean, the whole world in here seems a bit people. Generational haters indeed. Yeah. I wonder if she might end up with him, if anything, with the guy that she just seen with the mark. Or multiple people, I don't know. It might be one of those where it's like, loads of things are going on. It seems cruel, but the first rule of living at Basquiat is never question dragon. They tend to cremate anyone they find rude. Most of the marked kids who carry rebellion relics are for Terrandor, of course, but there are a few whose parents turned traitor from other provinces. The blood drains from her face, and she grips the straps of my pack, turning me to face her. I just remembered. Her voice drops and I lean in, my heart jumping at the urgency in her tone. Stay the hell away from Zayden. The air rushes from my lungs. That name. That Zayden Ryerson? She confirms, fear lacing her gaze. He's a third year, and he will kill you the second he finds out who you are. His father was the great betrayer. He led the rebellion. I say quietly, what is Zayden doing here? All the children of the leaders were conscripted as punishment for their parents' crimes, Mira whispers as we shuffle sideways, moving with the line. Mum told me they never expected Ryerson to make it past the parapet. Then they figured a cadet would kill him, but once his dragon chose him. She shakes her head. Well, there's nothing much that can be done then. He's risen to the ranks of wing leader. That's bullshit, I see. He's sworn allegiance to Nevers, but I don't think that will stop him where you're concerned. Once you get across the parapet, because you will make it across, find Dane. He'll put you in his squad, and we'll just hope it's far from Ryerson. She grips my straps tighter. Stay away from him. She's gonna be with him, isn't she? She's 100% gonna be with him. 100%. Noted. I nod. Next, a voice calls from behind the wooden table that bears the rolls of the rider quadrants. The marked rider I don't know is seated next to the scribe I do. And Captain Fitzgibbon. What a name. Fitzgibbon. Silver eyebrows rise over his withered face. Violet Sorringale? I nod, picking up the quill and signing my name on the next empty line on the roll. But I thought you were meant for the scribe's quadrant, Captain Fitzgibbon says softly. I envy his cream-coloured tunic, unable to find the words. General Sorringale chose otherwise, Mira supplies. Sadness fills the older man's eyes. Pity, you had so much promise. By the gods, the rider next to Captain Fitzgibbon says, You're Mira Sorringale? His jaw drops, and I can smell his hero worship from here. I am, she nods. This is my sister, Violet. She'll be a first year. If she survives the parapet, someone behind me snickers. Wind just might blow her away. You fought a Stentrov, the rider behind the desk says with awe. They gave you the Order of the Talon for taking out that battery behind enemy lines. The snickering stops. As I was saying, Mira puts a hand on the small of my back. This is my sister, Violet. You know the way. The captain nods and points to the open door into the turret. It looks ominously dark in there, and I fight the urge to run like hell. I know the way, she assures him, leading me past the table so the snickering assholes behind me can sign the roll. We pause at the doorway and turn towards each other. Don't die, Violet. I'd hate to be an only child. She grins and walks away, sauntering past the line of Gorkin candidates as word spreads of exactly who she is and what she's done. Tough to live up to that, the woman ahead of me says from just inside the tower. It is, I agree, gripping the straps of my rucksack and heading into the darkness. My eyes adjust quickly to the dim light coming in through the equidistant windows along the curved staircase. Sorringale, as in the woman, asks, looking over her shoulder. As we begin to climb the hundreds of stairs that leads to our possible death. Yep, there's no railing, so I keep my hand on the stone wall as we rise higher and higher. The general? The blonde guy ahead of us asks. The same one, I answer, offering him a quick smile. Anyone whose mother holds on that tight can't be that bad, right? Wow, nice leathers too, he smiles back. Thanks, they're courtesy of my sister. I wonder how many candidates have fallen off the edge of the steps and died before they even reached the parapet, the woman says, glancing down the stairs as we climb higher. 2 last year. I tilt my head when she glances back. Well, 3 if you count the girl one of the guys landed on. Oof. The woman's brown eyes flare, but she turns back and around and keeps climbing. How many stairs are there? She asks. 250. I answer, and we climb in silence for another 5 minutes. Not too bad, she says with a bright smile as we near the top of the line comes to a halt. I'm Rhiannon Matthews, by the way. Dylan, the blonde guy responds with an enthusiastic wave. Violet, I give them a tense smile of my own, bluntly ignoring Mira's earlier suggestion that I avoid friendships and only forge alliances. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life for this day. Dylan shifts his pack on his back. Can you believe we actually get to do this? It's a dream come true. Right. Naturally, every other candidate but me is excited to be here. This is the only quadrant of Basquiat that doesn't accept conscripts, only volunteers. I can't fucking wait. Rhiannon's smiles widens. I mean, who wouldn't want to ride a dragon? Me? Not that it doesn't sound fun in theory, it does. It's just the abhorrent odds of surviving the graduation that sours my stomach. Do your parents approve? Dylan asks, because my mom's been begging me to change my mind for months. I keep telling her that I'll have better chances for advancement as a rider. But she wanted me to enter the healer quadrant. Mine always knew I wanted this, so they've been pretty supportive. Besides, they have my twin to dote on. Regan's already living her dream, married, and expecting a baby. Rhiannon glances back at me. What about you? Let me guess. With a name like Sorengale, I bet you were the first to volunteer this year. I was more like voluntold. My answer is far less enthusiastic than hers. Gotcha. And the riders do get away better perks than other officers, I said to Dylan as the line moves upward again. The snickering candidates behind me catches up, sweating and red. Look who isn't snickering now. Better pay, more leniency with the uniforms policy, I continue. No one gives a shit what a rider wears as long as it's black. The only rule that apply to riders are the ones I've memorized from the codex. And the right to call yourself a supreme badass, Rhiannon adds. That too, I agree. Pretty sure they issue an eagle with your feather lights. Plus, I've heard the riders are allowed to marry sooner than the other quadrants, Dylan adds. True, right after graduation. If we survive. I think it has something to do with wanting to continue bloodlines. Most successful riders are legacies, or because we tend to die sooner than the other quadrants. I'm not dying, Dylan says with way more confidence that I feel he tugs a necklace from under his tunic to reveal a ring dangling from the chain. Well, he just fucking dead flagged. She said it would be bad luck to propose before I left, so we're waiting until graduation. Uh-oh. He kisses the ring and tucks the chain back into his collar. The next 3 years are going to be long ones, but they'll be worth it. 07. Bro's dead flagging already. 07. I keep my side to myself, though that might be the most romantic thing I've ever heard. You might make it across the parapet. The guy behind us sneers. This one here is a breezy away from the bottom of the ravine. I roll my eyes. Shut up and focus on yourself, Rhiannon snaps, her feet clicking against the stone as we climb. The top comes into sight, the doorway full of muddled light. Mira was right. Those clothes are going to wreak havoc on us. We have to be on the other side of the parapet before they do. Another step, another tap of Rhiannon's feet. Let me see your boots, I say quietly so the jerk behind me can't hear. Her brow puckers. Confusion fills her brown eyes, but she shows me the soles. They're smooth, just like the ones I was wearing earlier. My stomach sinks like a rock. The line starts moving again, pausing when we're only a few feet from the opening. What size are your feet? I ask. Oh, don't you dare. What? Rhiannon blinks at me. Your feet, what size are they? 8, she answers, 2 lines forming between her brows. I'm a 7, I say quickly. It will hurt like hell, but I want you to take my left boot. Try it with me. She's giving her what boot? What the fuck? I mean, nice of her, but at the same time, her sister already told her don't make friendships. I'm sorry? She looks at me like I've lost my mind, and maybe I have. These are rider boots. They'll grip the stone better. Your toes will be crunched and generally miserable, but at least you'll have a shot of not falling off if the rain hits. Rhiannon glances toward the open door and the darkening sky, then back at me. You're willing to trade a boot? Just until we get back on the other side? I look through the open door. 3 candidates are already walking across the parapet, their arms stretched out wide. We have to be quick. It's almost our turn. Rhiannon purses her lips in a debate for a second, then agrees, and we swap left boots. I barely finish lacing up before the line moves again, and the guy behind me shoves my lower back, sending me staggering onto the platform and into the open air. Let's go, some of us have things to do on the other side. His voice grates on my last freaking nerves. You're not worth the effort right now, I mutter, gaining my balance as the wind whips at my skin. The midsummer morning, thick with humidity. Good call on the braid, Mira. The top of the turret is bare, the stone rising and falling along the circular structure and the height of my chest and doing nothing to obscure the view. The ravine and its river below suddenly feel very, very far. How many wagons do they have down there? 5? 6? 6, 7? I know the stats. The parapet claims roughly 15% of the rider candidates. Every trial in the quadrants, including this one, is designed to test a cadet's ability to ride. If someone can't manage to walk the windy length of the slim stone bridge, then they sure as hell can't keep their balance on the back of a dragon. I had to. I'm sorry. It's not either camp. Nausea has me holding my stomach, and I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. I walk the edge behind Rhiannon and Dylan, my fingers skimming the stonework as we wind our way toward the parapet. 3 riders wait at the entrance, which is nothing more than a gaping hole in the wall of the turret. One with ripped off sleeves, record names as candidates step out of the treacherous crossing. Another who shaved all his hair with an exception of a strip down the center, instructs Dylan as he moves into position, patting his chest like the ring hidden there will bring him luck. I hope it does. The third turns in my direction, and my heart simply stops. He's tall, with wind-blown black hair and dark brows. The line of his jaw is strong and covered by warm, tawny skin and dark stubble, and when he folds his arm across his torso, the muscles in his chest and arm ripples, moving in a way that makes me swallow. And his eyes are the shade of a gold-flexed onyx. The contrast is startling, jaw-dropping even. Everything about him is. His features are so harsh that they look carved, yet they're astonishingly perfect, like an artist worked a lifetime sculpting him, and at least a year of that was spent on his mouth. He's the most exquisite man I've ever seen. She's thirsty. She's fucking thirsty. Jesus. What a description. Hi, Diva. Welcome in. Let me have a drink. I can't believe we're still in chapter 1. This is long. Exquisite man. That's how people describe me, to be honest. That's true. With exclamation mark font. That's literally font. Oh! Exquisite man. Tall and chiseled. Living in the war college means I've seen a lot of men. Even the diagonal scar that bisects his left eyebrow and marks the top corner of his cheek only makes him hotter. Flaming hot. Scorching hot. Gets you into trouble and you like it level of hot. Suddenly I can't remember exactly why Mira told me not to fuck around outside my Eurogroup. See, you two, on the other side, Dylan says over his shoulder with an excited grin before stepping on the parapet, his arms spread wide. Ready for the second one, Ryerson? The rider with the ripped sleeves says. Zayden Ryerson? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told you. I told you should be into him. Fucking knew it. She's definitely not version. No. Well, I mean, she already mentioned that she's had like what, 2 partners in the past. Unlike her sister apparently had loads. You ready for this, Sorringale? Rhiannon asks, moving forward. The black-haired rider snaps his gaze to mine, turning fully toward me, and my heart thunders for all the wrong reasons. A rebellion relic, curving in dips and swirls, started at his bare left wrist, then disappears under his black uniform to appear again at his collar, where it stretches and swirls up his neck, stopping at his jawline. Oh shit, I whisper, and his eyes narrow, as if he can hear me over the howl of the wind that rips at my secured braid. Sorringale? He steps toward me and I look up, then up. Good God, I don't even reach for his collarbone. He's massive. He has to be more than 4 inches over 6 feet tall. I feel like exactly what Mira called me, fragile. But I nod once, and the shining onyx of his eyes transform to cold and adulterated hatred. I can almost taste the loathing wafting off him like a bitter cologne. Violet? Rhiannon asks, moving forward. You're General Sorringale's youngest. His voice is deep and accusatory. You're Fenrir's son, I counter, the certainty of this revelation settling in my bones. I lift my chin and do my best to lock every muscle in my body so I don't start trembling. He will kill you the second he finds out who you are. Mira's words bounces around in my skull, and fear knots in my throat. He's going to throw me over the edge. He's going to pick me up and drop me off this turret. I'm never going to get the chance to even walk the parapet. I'll die exactly what my mother always danced around calling me. Weak. Zayden sucks in a deep breath, and the muscles in his jaw flexes once, twice. Your mother captured my father and oversaw his execution. Wait, like he has the only right to hatred here? Rage races through my veins. Your father killed my older brother. Seems like we're even. Hardly. His glaring gaze strokes over me like he's memorizing every detail, or looking for any weakness. Your sister's a writer. Guess that explains the leather. Guess so. I hold his glare, as if winning this staring competition will gain me entrance to the quadrant instead of crossing the parapet behind him. Either way, I'm getting across. Mira isn't going to lose both her siblings. His hand clenches into fists and he tenses. I prepare for the strike. He might throw me off this tower, but I won't make it easy for him. You alright? Rhiannon asks, her gaze jumping between Zayden and me. He glances at her. Your friends? We met on the stairs, she says, squaring her shoulders. He looks down, noting our mismatched shoes, and arches in a brow, his hand relaxing. Interesting. Are you going to kill me? I lift my chin another inch. His gaze clashes with mine as the sky opens and rain falls in deluge, soaking my hair, my leather, and the stone around us in seconds. A scream rends the air, and Rhiannon and I both jerk our attention to the parapet just in time to see Dylan slip. Ah, yes. As we know. I gasp, my heart jolting into my throat. He catches himself, hooking his arms over the stone bridge as his feet kicks beneath him, scrambling for a purchase that isn't there. Pull yourself up, Dylan, Rhiannon shouts. Oh God. My hand flies over to cover my mouth, but he loses his grip on the water-slick stone and falls, disappearing from view. The wind and rain steal any sound his body might make in the valley below. They steal the sound of my muffled cry too. Zayden never takes his eyes from me, watching silently with a look I can't interpret. As I bring my horrified gaze back to his. Why would I waste my energy killing you when the parapet will do it for me? A wicked smile curves his lips. Your turn. Okay, we're now at chapter 2. How you finding it so far? You're adorable. Very detailed. It's good. Right? See? I told you my spot books are great. This is what we call romantasy. Because it's fantasy and romance. There's also some spice in there, here and there, as you can tell already. I'm glad you're enjoying it though. Romantasy. Romantasy. Alright, shall we do another chapter? We're in chapter 2 now. Wonder when Bad Boy will warm up to the pro tag. Oh, he's probably gonna be quite a while. This seems to be an enemies to lovers. So, we're gonna be having a lot of them fighting before anything happens. But at least it's nice. Okay, let's do one more chapter. See if she actually makes it from the parapet. Reverse harem? I don't know if it's a reverse harem, but it's definitely enemies to lovers. From what I'm seeing so far. Well, from what I'm reading, hearing. I assume she does. There's several more books after all. Yeah. But I don't know if all books are following her, because sometimes they have the books being standalone but within the same universe, so could be either way. Alright, chapter 2. There is a misconception that it kills or be killed in the Rider Squadron. Riders as a whole aren't out to assassinate other cadets unless there is a shortage of dragons that year, or a cadet is a liability to their wing. The things make it interesting. And this is part of the Major's Guide for the Rider Squadron, unauthorized edition. Chapter 2. I will not die today. The words become my mantra, repeating it in my head as Rhiannon gives her name to the rider, keeping tally at the opening to the parapet. The hatred in Zayden's stare burns to the side of my face like a palpable flame, and even the rain pelting my skin with each gust of wind doesn't ease to the heat, or the shiver of dread that jolts down my spine. Dylan is dead. He's just a name, another soon-to-be stone in the endless graveyard that lines the road to Basquiat. Another warning to the ambitious candidates who would rather chance their lives with the riders than choose the security of any other quadrants. I get it now, why Mira warned me not to make friends. Hello. Rhiannon grips both sides of the opening in the turret, then looks over her shoulder at me. I'll wait for you on the other side, she shouts over the storm. The fear in her eyes mirror my own. I'll see you on the other side. I nod, and even manage a grimace of a smile. She steps out onto the parapet, begins walking, and even though I'm sure his hands are full today, I send up a silent prayer to Zinal, the god of luck. Name? The rider at the edge asks as his partner holds a cloak over the scroll in pointless attempt to keep the paper dry. Violet Soaring Gale, I answer as the thunder cracks above me, the sound oddly comforting. I always loved the nights where storms beat against the fortress window, both illuminating and throwing shadows over the books I curled up with, though this downpour might just cost me my life. With a quick glance, I see Dylan's and Redon's name already blurring at the end where water has met ink. It's the last time Dylan's name will be written anywhere but his stone. There will be another roll at the end of the parapet, so the scribe have their beloved statistics for casualties. In another life, it would be me reading and recording the data of historical analysis. Sorringale? The writer looks up, his eyebrows rising in surprise. As in, General Sorringale? The same. Damn, that's already getting old. And I know it's only going to get worse. There's no avoiding the comparison to my mother. Not when she's the commander here. Even worse, they probably think I'm a naturally gifted writer like Mira, or a brilliant strategist like Brennan was. All they take one look at me, realize I'm nothing like the three of them, and declare open season. I place my hands on either side of the turret and drag my fingertips across the stone. It's still warm from the morning sun, but rapidly cooling from the rain. Slick, but not slippery from moss growth or anything. Ahead of me, Rhiannon is making her way across, her hands out for balance. She's probably a fourth of the way, her figure becoming blurrier the further away she walks into the rain. I thought she only had one daughter, the other rider asks, angling the cloak as another gust of wind blows into us. If it's this windy here, my bottom half sheltered by the turret, then I'm about to be in a world of hurt on the parapet. I get that a lot. In through my nose and out through my mouth. I force my breathing to calm, my heart rate to slow from its gallops. If I panic, I'll die. If I slip, I'll die. Oh fuck it. There's nothing more I can do to prepare for this. I take the lone step up from the parapet and grip the stone wall as another gust hit, knocking me sideways against the opening in the turret. And you think you'll be able to ride? The asshole candidate behind me mocks. Some Sorringale with that kind of balance. I pity whatever wing you end up in. I regain my balance and yak the straps of my pack tight. Name? The writer asks again, and I know he's not talking to me. Jock Barlow. The one behind me answers. Remember the name. I'm going to be the wing leader one day. Even his voice reeks of arrogance. You'd better get going, Sorringale, Zayden Deep's voice orders. I look over my shoulder and see him pinning me with a glare. Unless you need a little motivation. Jack lunges forward, his hand raised. Holy shit, he's going to shove me off. Fear shoots through my veins and I move, leaving the safety of the turret as I bolt onto the parapet. There's no going back now. My heart beats so hard that I hear it in my ears like a drum. Keep your eyes on the stones ahead of you and don't look down. Mira's advice echoes in my head, and it's hard to heed when every step could be my last. I throw my arms out for balance, then take the measured mini strides I practiced with Major Gilstead in the Count route. With the wind, the rain, and 200-foot drop. There's nothing like practice. The stone beneath my feet are uneven in places, held together by mortars in the joints that make it easy to trip, and I concentrate on the path ahead of me to keep my eyes off my boots. My muscles are tight as I lock my center gravity, keeping my posture upright. My head swims as my pulse skyrockets. Calm. I have to stay calm. I can't carry a tune, or even a decently hum. So singing for distraction is out, but I am a scholar. There's nowhere as calming as the archives, so that's what I think of. Facts, logic, history. Your mind already knows the answer, so just calm down and let it remember. That's what Dad always told me. I need something to keep the logical side of my brain from turning around and walking straight back to the turret. The continent is home to 2 kingdoms, and we've been at war for 400 years. I recite, using the basic simple data that has been drilled into me for easy recall in preparation for the scribe's test. Step after step, I make my way across the parapet. There, my home, is the larger kingdom with 6 unique provinces. Terendor, on the southernmost and largest province, shares its border with the province of Krovla within the Poromil kingdom. Each word calms my breathing and steadies my heart rate, lessening the dizziness. To our east lie the remaining 2 Poromil province of Brivik and Sinas. In the Espen Mountains providing a natural border, I pass the painted line that marks halfway. I'm over the highest point now, and I can't think about that. Don't look down. Beyond Krovla, beyond our enemy, lie the distant barrens, a desert. Thunder cracks, the wind slams into me, and I flail my arms. Shit. My body sways left with the gale, and I drop to the parapet, holding in to the edge and crouching so I don't lose my footing, making myself as small as possible as the wind howls over me and around. Stomach churning, I feel my lungs threaten to hyperventilate as panic seizes at knife point. Within the Ver, Terendor was the last of the bordering provinces to join the alliance and swear fealty to King Reginald. I shout into the howling wind, forcing my mind to keep moving against a very real threat of paralyzing anxiety. It was also the only province to attempt session 627 years later, which had eventually left our kingdom defenseless, and had they been successful. Rhiannon is still ahead of me, and at what I think is 3/4 point. Good, she deserves to make it. Would be funny if men just added a meow here and there. Secession. I tried. Succession. Secession. Secession. Where you getting the kion from? I don't know, it sounds better. I've never heard this before. What does it even mean? I need to look it up. Remember, English is not my first language. Sorry. To break off into an impediment state, basically. Ooh. Yeah, because it's not succession. Ça se dit pareil en français, t'as aucune excuse. Ah bon? Sécession? I guess I could say it in French, sécession. Maybe it's the English accent. I'm trying to do an English accent. Sécession. C'est chiant. British. A little bit British accent here and there. La sécession. Do you have a sécession? Let's just say sécession. Sécession. Sécession, mais alors. Anyway. The kingdom of Poromil mainly consists of arable plains and marshlands, and is known for exceptional textile, endless fields of grain, and unique crystalline gems capable of amplifying. Wait, hold on. No, I am in the correct path. Okay, cool. I thought I skipped for some reason. Amplifying minor magic. Ooh, that's where I'm from. I'm in the kingdom of Poromil because it's Arabic and it's got crystals to amplify magic. spare only a quick glance at the dark clouds above me, before inching forward, one foot carefully placed in front of the other. In contrast, Nevers' mountainous regions offer an abundance in all, hardy timber from our eastern provinces, and limitless deer and elk. My next step knocks a couple of pieces of mortar loose, and I pause as my arms wobble until I regain my balance. I swallow and test my weight before moving forward again. The trade agreement of Ressen, signed more than 200 years ago, ensures that the exchange of meat and lumber from Nevers for the cloth and agriculture within Paramil 4 times a year at the outpost of the border on Krovla and Terendor. I can see the riders' quadrants from here. The enormous stone footing of the citadel rise up to the mountain to the base of the structure, where I know this path ends if I can just get there. Scraping the rain from my face with the letter on my shoulder, I glance back to see where Jack is. He's stalled at just after the quarter mark, his stocky form standing still like he's waiting for something. His hands are at his sides. The wind seems to have no effect on his balance. Lucky bastard. I swear he's grinning across the distance, and it could be just that the rain in my eyes. I can't stay here. Living to see the sunrise means I have to keep moving. Fear can't rule my body. Squeezing the muscles of my legs together for balance, I slowly let go to the stone beneath me and stand. Arm out, walk. I need to get as far as possible before the next gust of wind. I look back over my shoulder to see where Jack is, and my blood chills to ice. He's turned his back on me and is facing the next candidate, who wobbles dangerously as he approaches. Jack grabs the gangly boy by the straps of his overpacked rucksack, and I watch, shock locking my muscles, as Jack throws the scrawny candidate from the parapet like a sack of grain. What an asshole! What the fuck? He just killed someone! A scream reaches my ears for an instant before fading as he falls out of sight. Holy shit. You're next, Sorengale, Jack bellows, and I jerk my gaze from the ravine to see him pointing at me, a sinister smile curving his mouth, and then he comes for me. His strides eating up the distance between us with horrifying speed. Move, now. Terendor encompasses the southwest of the continent, I recite, my steps even but panicked on the slick, narrow path, my left foot slipping a little at the beginning of each step. Made up of hostile mountainous terrains and borders by the Emerald Sea to the west and Arctile Ocean to the south, Terendor is nearly impenetrable, though separated geographically by the cliff of Drador, a natural protective barrier. Another gust slams into me, and my foot slips off the parapet. My heart lurches. The parapet rushes up to meet me as I stumble and fall. My knee slams into the stone, and I yelp at the sharp pain. My hand scrambles for purchase, and my left leg dangles off the edge of this bridge from hell. Jack not far behind now. Then I make the gust-twisted error of looking down. Water runs off my nose and chin, splattering across the stone before falling to join the river, gushing through the valley more than 200 feet below. I swallow, the growing knot in my throat, and blink, fighting to steady my heart rate. I will not die today. Gripping the sides of the stone, I brace as much of my weight as I can to trust on the slick stone to hold and swing my left leg up. The ball of my foot finds the walkway. From here, there aren't enough facts in the world to steady my thoughts. I need to get my right foot under me, the one that has better traction. But one wrong move, and I'll find out just how cold that river is beneath me. You'll be dead on impact. I'm coming for you, Sorengale, I hear from behind me. I shove up the stone and pray my boots find a pathway as I burst to my feet. If I fall, fine. That would be my error, but I'm not about to let that asshole murder me. Best to get to the other side where the rest of the murderers wait. Not that everyone in the quadrants is going to try to kill me. Just the cadets who think I'll be a liability to the wing. There's a reason strength is revered among riders. A squad, a section, a wing is only as effective as its weakest link, and if the link breaks, it puts everyone in danger. Jack either thinks I'm that link, or he's an unstable asshole who just enjoys killing. Probably both. Either way, I need to move faster. Throwing my arms out to the side, I focus on the end of the path, the courtyard of the citadel, where Rhiannon steps to safety and I hustle despite the rain. I keep my body tight, my center locked, and for once I'm grateful I'm shorter than most. "Will you scream the whole way down?" Jack mocks, still shouting, but his voice is closer. He's gaining on me. There is no room for fear, so I block it out, envisioning shoving the emotion behind the locked iron bars in my mind. I can see the end of the parapet now, the riders who wait at the entrance of the citadel. There's no way someone who can't even carry a full rucksack passed the entrance exam. "You're a mistake, Sorringale." Jack calls out, his voice clearer, but I don't chance losing my speed to check how far he is behind me. It's really for the best I take out now, don't you think? So much more merciless than letting the dragons have at you. They'll start to eat you leg by rickety leg while you're still alive. Come on, he casuals. It will be my pleasure to help you out. The fuck you will, I mutter. There are only a dozen feet left to the outside of the citadel's enormous walls. My left foot slips, and I wobble. I only lose a heartbeat before I'm moving forward again. The fortress looms behind those thick battlements carved into the mountains in an L-shaped formation. Of the tall stone buildings, built to withstand fire for obvious reasons. The walls that surround the citadel courtyard are 10 feet thick and 8 feet tall. With one opening, I'm just about 3. I bite back, I sob a relief. A stone rises up on both sides of me. "You think you'll be safe in there?" Jack's voice is harsh and close. Secure on both sides by the wall, I run to the last 10 feet, my heart pounding as adrenaline pushes my body to its max. His footsteps charges behind me. He lunges for my pack and misses, his hand hitting my hip as we reach the edge. I hurtle forward, jumping the 12 inches of the elevated parapet down to the courtyard where 2 rider waits. Jack roars in frustration, and the sound grips my heaving chest like a vice. Spinning, I rip a dagger from his sheath at my rib just as Jack skids to a halt above me on the parapet, his breath choppy and his face ruddy. Murder is etched in his narrowed glacial blue eyes as he glares down at me, and where the tip of my dagger now indents the fabric of his breeches against his balls. I think I'll be safe. For right now. I manage between ragged breaths, my muscles trembling by my hand more than steady. "Will you?" Jack vibrates with rage, his thick blonde brows slashing down over arctic blue eyes, every line of his monstrous frame leaning my way, but he doesn't take another step. It is unlawful for a rider to cause another harm while in the quadrant's formation or in the supervisory presence of a superior ranking cadet. I recite from the codex, my heartbeat still in my throat, as it will diminish the efficacy of the wing, and given the crowd behind us, I think it's clear to argue that it's a formation. Article 3, section, I don't give shit. He moves, I hold my ground, and my dagger slices through the first layer of his breeches. I suggest you reconsider. I adjust my stance, just in case he doesn't. I might slip. Name? The rider next to me drawls, as if we're the last interesting thing she's seen today. Yeah, she's got a dagger at his balls. At least she made it to the other side. I wonder what happened to the other girl. If she made it or not. Not very good. Not very good at all. I glance in her direction for a millisecond. She pushes the chin-length fire-red strand of her hair behind an ear with one hand and holds the roll with the other, watching the scene play out. The 3 silver point stars embroidered on the shoulder of her cloak tell me she's a 3rd year. You're pretty small for a rider, but it looks like you made it. Violet Sorringale, I answer, but 100% of my focus is on Jack again. The drain drips off the lowered ridge of his brow. And before you ask, yes, I'm that Sorringale. Not surprised with that maneuver, the woman says, holding a pen like Mom uses over the roll. It might be the nicest compliment I've ever been given. And what's your name? She asks again, pretty sure she's asking Jack, but I'm too busy studying my opponent to glance her way. Jack Barlow. There's no sinister little smile on his lip or plain taunts about how he'll enjoy killing me now. There's nothing but pure malice in his features, promising retribution. A chill of apprehension lifts the hair on my neck. Well, Jack, the male rider on my right says slowly, scratching the trim line of his dark goatee. He's not wearing a cloak, and the rain soaks into the baby patches or stitches into a worn leather jacket. Cadet Sorringale has you by the actual balls here. In more ways than one, she's right. Rich state that there is nothing but respect among riders at formation. You want to kill her, you'll have to do it in the sparring ring on your own time. That is, if she decides to let you off the parapet, because technically you're not on the grounds yet. So you are not a cadet, she is. And if I decide to snap her neck the second I step down, Jack growls and the look in his eyes says he'll do it. Then you get to meet the dragons early, the redhead answers, her tone bland. We don't wait for trials around here, we just execute. What's it going to be, Sorringale? The male rider asks. You going to have Jack here start as a eunuch? Shit, what is it going to be? I can't kill him. Not at this angle. And slicing off his balls is going to make him hate me more, if possible. Are you going to follow the rules? I ask Jack, my head buzzing and my arms feeling so damn heavy, but I keep my knife on the target. Guess I don't have a choice. The corner of his mouth tilts into a sneer, and his posture relaxes as he raises his hands, palms out. I lower my dagger, but keep it palmed and ready as I move sideways toward the redhead, keep and roll. Jack steps down on the courtyard, his shoulders knocking mine as he walks by, pausing to lean in close. You're dead, Sorringale. I'm going to be the one to kill you.
And that's the end of chapter 2. Jesus! Packed with action. So much action, so much going on. Boss, very boss. If there was a soulmate equivalent of a hater, it would be Jack. Definitely. So far we've got Jack and we've got Zayden trying to fucking kill her. Jeez. I wonder what happened to Rhiannon. Really good. Really, really good. Really good book. So far, so good. I almost felt that knife. Yeah, when the guy was like, are you gonna make him a eunuch? I'm like, ooh. Never heard her scream, so I assume she's alive. Probably. I'm assuming so. Considering the other guy died. But then again, he did the death flag. He was like, oh yeah, my ring. Instantly falls. We should have known. You're a bug. Yeah, you're a bug. What do you guys think? Do you like me reading for you? Do you like our session? I might stop here now. I've been enjoying it so far. That's nice. That's good. 'Cause that means I can do this again and show off my books to you guys. Kind of like giving you a little introduction, and if you like it, you might pick up the book on your own.
What about the orc ASMR? I'm not the orc ASMR. It's really good, was immersed. Yay! That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Yeah, so this book is called Fourth Wing. If you are interested, it's by Rebecca Yaros. Yeah. Semi wish I had the book so I could read along. That'd be nice. Maybe next time if I do a read along, then I'll tell you what book I'm gonna be doing, and if you do decide to have it, you can buy it off. Cause they're quite cheap books compared to other things. Like I bought this one for £5. Got it from the works. Are you going? Yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna stop here now. £5, innit? Yeah, it was only a £5 at the works. It's nice. They have the entire trilogy, and considering I'm really enjoying it, I'll probably pick up the other two and then have a go at it. Shit. But yeah, so I'll stop here. There should be 2 more books coming out eventually. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be really good. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. I love you very much. Hope you were really cozy with me. And I will see you next time. Bye, 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 bye. Truly!
Thank you for stream. It helped me stay calm.
Aw, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Now we won't start a stream read as 50 Shades of Grey. The books I read would make 50 Shades of Grey cry. I'm pretty sure. I mean, as you've already heard so far, like this is just the start. We've only done 2 chapters, and the book is quite thick. By the time we get to the spicy content, it'll be spicy. Considering all the dragons and stuff. Alright guys, I love you. I love you very, very much. I'll see you next time. Bye bee. Bye 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 bye. Bye bee. Bye 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 bye.